Hi, I'm Parasar, and I'm an undergraduate student at the University of Toronto looking for graduate schooling next year. I'm an undergraduate researcher at CETA, and my supervisor is Dr. Shoshen Lin. I'll be talking about narrow-banded giant pulses from the Crab Pulsar. So the Crab Pulsar demonstrates giant pulses with fluxes of kilojanskis and durations of hundreds of microseconds. They exhibit a range of structure in time and frequency, such as double peaks in time or frequency drifting at 400 to 800 megahertz. What we observed were pulses with narrow-banded structure. We observed 6 of them out of 1,578 pulses in both the main and interpulse, representing a less than 0.5% occurrence rate. They are shown from A to F in the right panel of the slide. We observed them in the range of 0.3 to 2 kilojanskis and from central frequencies from 500 to 700 megahertz. The fractional bandwidth, which is defined to be the spectral bandwidth divided by the peak frequency, ranged from 0.1 to 0.25. Now, the reason this is important is because narrow-banded structure is rare in pulsars, and recently, a narrow-banded pulse from a repeating FRB has been observed, which is the panel you see on the left. Furthermore, narrow-banded features have been observed in PSR J0540, 6919, and fast radio bursts have been connected with supergiant pulses from pulsars like the Crab due to their high brightness and similar power loss statistics. We therefore see this discovery as further corroborating FRBs and giant pulses and could be helpful for the future. We obtained these results as follows. Firstly, using the 46-meter dish at the Algonquin Radio Observatory, we observed in a frequency range of 400 to 800 megahertz with baseband resolution. Using a giant pulse search algorithm, we identified 1,578 pulses with signal-to-noise ratio greater than 9, which was our cutoff for further investigation. Secondly, after pre-processing via correcting the dispersion measure with singular value decomposition, we applied a new fitting technique to identify the pulses with unique spectral structure. We determined each of the 1,578 pulses intensity spectrum and fit an augmented power law, which is displayed on the slide. Here, alpha relates to the spectral center of the pulse relative to the reference frequency of 566 megahertz, beta relates to the spectral width of the pulse, and kappa relates to the amplitude of the pulse. The figure shown displays the distribution of these parameters for all 1,578 pulses, with the blue points representing broadband pulses, while the black points represent narrow-banded pulses. From these two panels, it is clear that beta is a strong determiner of narrow-banded behavior, as all narrow-banded pulses have large magnitudes of beta, while no broad-banded pulses do. We believe this technique could be used in future studies to extract narrow-banded pulses. For further discussion of the research, I invite you to visit my poster during the sessions, and I will explain more there. More details can also be found in the preprint listed on the screen. Thank you very much for listening.